This is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
We're getting into On My Grind, and like we promised, we've got some very special guests here in studio. It's officially time for On My Grind. Leo tunataka kujua juu ya Darasa Online, and I've got some very special guests who are in studio. Ndawapatia nafasi waji-introduce.
Morning, my name is Brian Gashari and I am from Darasa Africa, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Karibu sana.
I'm David Karanja. I'm from Darasa Africa as well. Pleasure to be here as well.
I'm Sharon
Hi, Sharon.
Achieng. I'm also from Darasa Africa.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here.
All right, so Darasa ni nini exactly? What is Darasa Africa?
Darasa Africa is an amazing platform that educates high school students. We teach physics, biology, chemistry, and maths. Those are the subjects that most high schoolers struggle with, and we teach them online. So we have a platform that has past papers, we have live lessons, we have animated content, we have set books. It's an impactful website that is teaching high school students.
Why high school though? Why high school?
We realized that the second last KCSE results, a lot of students had failed. And the major contribution to that failure was sciences. And so we wanted to help that situation, because usually you find in schools, teachers move with whoever is moving with them. So whoever does not understand what Boyle's law is, ataachwa nyuma. And so our method enables a student to learn at his own pace. And so that's what's beautiful about the solution we are creating.
All right, so I'm hearing you're saying, okay, cool. So I'm bad at science, and then when I get to class, the teacher and a twew. So if I don't have someone at home showing me these things, I'm you know, for lack of a better term, I'm left behind. But that's where the parents kick in on a tuition. Is this a form of tuition?
Basically.
Yeah, currently we do have a form of tuition, but our product mostly was based on animated video content.
Fafanua kidogo, animated video, makatoon.
Okay, we have a teacher who is teaching at the pace of the student. Then we have this maybe kama chemistry, mixing an acid and a base, or something like that. So you see that process actually, how the atoms separate, how hydrogen is produced in this process. That is why we do it in animation form. We can actually get that visual aspect of it.
I mean, I tend to believe that, in fact, I believe that kaningekwa nimepatiwa katuni ya shule for everything I learned. I would have excelled. In fact, they should have just had Tom and Jerry go through everything, and I would have figured it out. So, does animation or animated content help people? Do people learn faster when they see the animated?
Yes, they definitely do. If you notice, like YouTube right now has become like a huge education place. If you want to learn about something, it's not unusual for somebody to go on YouTube and just search and see something. Same thing with podcasts, same thing with a lot of things. So the way learning has been taught in schools is very traditional. And animated content just makes it easier for a student to visualize and also understand. So for example, if I'm in a biology class and I say a shark, my assumption as a teacher is that everybody knows what a shark is. But not everybody knows, not everybody has seen a shark.
Most of the times, even the teacher.
Yes. So when you animate the content, you leave nothing to chance, and it's easier for the student to understand and remember what they've learned by seeing it, rather than just hearing it and having it on a blackboard.
All right, I'm looking at darasaonline.com, and this is not you guys.
Darasa.Africa.
Sorry, Darasa.Africa. We're going to be talking about some of the content on the website, but first, when did Darasa start? Was it COVID and then Darasa, or was it Darasa then?
This is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
Today we're speaking with guys from Darasa.Africa. Wanasema kwamba wanataka kuonesha mas today another way that they can be able to study. Labda uko kwa class, labda mwalimu anaharakisha na ukifika nyumbani manze ukifungua textbook hivi unaona tu yani umelala, you are just is boring, you can't teach yourself. Mzee amesema manze tuition itabidi hakuna hiyo budget. What do? This is where Darasa Africa helps you out. Thank you guys for being here this morning. Now, before we took the break, I asked a question because it's a very interesting concept. Was this before COVID or after?
It was before COVID, but COVID accelerated it because basically COVID just changed the way we communicate, especially through Zoom, through online, and it accelerated it.
Yeah. And especially during the COVID times, right? A lot of people, there was no classes. Actually, a lot of people didn't even have access. So, who's your target audience with Darasa?
Our target audience, we're targeting to impact that level of student who is easy afford like a textbook ya 600. We're targeting that student menye that they want to learn, but hana your type of budget anye kama mtu mwenye anaweza kuwa at Alliance or that big school, you know. So we want to target those type of people.
So
we want to impact them.
So is it free?
It's not free, but our price model is affordable for everyone. Yeah.
So it's basically including a lot of people who don't have access.
Yes.
Who are your partners? When I'm looking at Darasa, I mean, I know that the teachers on the site are actual professional teachers, cinema actors.
Cinema actors.
Yeah. So where do you get the teachers from?
Just TSC registered teachers. We put out an ad to find teachers, but we make sure they are registered. And most of these teachers are teaching in other schools as well. So they're very credible.
Yeah. Because of course you don't want to have actors on the platform. Who are some of your partners? I mean, I'm sure here's Darasa, you've set up, you've thought, okay, we need to educate people, but it can't just be a lone thing. I'm hearing TSC because you're bringing in teachers from there. Who else are the partners for Darasa?
Schools are a huge partner. We've partnered with a couple of schools. Last time we did close to 3,000 students in different schools. So we've partnered with schools. We also have an amazing tech partner that does our tech support. And we are also talking to publishers to plug them in.
Yes. Now, during COVID, EdTech really stood out. In fact, actually, when we were doing earlier this year, there was we were focusing on where will the money be, and I remember that EdTech was a conversation. But by the time we got to February, I remember we were sitting there with some gentlemen and saying, okay, there's one EdTech that has really just received here in Kenya some big amounts, but it seems to be slowing down because people are going back to classes. But Darasa is not worried about this.
No.
Why is that?
I think education, even when the guys go back to school, when they go in the evening, they'll still need to revise. They'll still need extra tuition just to help them get better. If you're in a classroom, the average class to teacher ratio is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think we are talking about 1 to
11. No,
1 to maybe 100 or 80. It's not good. So a teacher can't truly focus on students like the way other schools do, which is 1 to 25. So in the evening, if you're a day scholar, in the evening you go home, you do your homework, you can still do your revision. If you didn't understand mole concept, you can still go and see a video that makes it easier for you to understand. We also have other things that we plug in. We have career talks. We are talking there's a lot of mental health issues in high school. Students are struggling a lot with things like pornography and other things. So we have much more than just education that we're plugging in.
How many students have you said you've worked with at least 3,000 students, but we're looking at 2022. A lot of more people are hearing about this. I even saw Triomio on the platform, which means kids are knowing about this platform. Where do you see because you're giving support to the education system that Magoa keeps saying is, everything is okay, but like things are just falling on the side. Where do you see this like 10 years from now?
This year, our goal is to reach 100,000 students. That's what we want to impact. We have about 3.4 million high school students. So within 5 years, we want to at least get about 40% of those students using our platform. So as we speak right now, we are learning the student behavior. We're understanding what they do, how they learn, what they struggle with. We are really trying to learn how they react to the product.
And what's the feedback been from the students? I've seen some feedback on the website, but what are the students saying? Easy classes in a bamba.
They're loving it. We get reviews after, like right now, we have a tuition program where we do live classes every day. So 3 live classes every day. Even I think right now there's a class going on. So once the class ends, we get reviews and feedback from the students, and they're all loving it. There's one who said before joining the platform, she couldn't understand chemistry. But then now, she has hope. She feels like she's getting it. And that's what we intend to do.
Now, on the larger side, because there's a lot of students who are not going to be able to be on Darasa.Africa, is this the future of education? Because we have, you have the ministry that's saying they have a lot of, for lack of a better term, children who are not engaged. They're not engaging. They would rather be doing other things. They're calling it indiscipline. But is it that the education is not grasping? As in, it's not bambaing, and bambaing is an aspect. You've talked about the animated content to be able to understand chemistry, physics, to be able to understand what a shark looks like. Is this the future of education?
My belief is we at Darasa, education is the 3 sciences and all, and that, but also we believe that we can impact them by also the career talks and all. So yes, it is the future of education. Your story ya kubamba is we need to get these students to actually understand other things as well. We go to mental health, we go to career talks, and then we also impact in those 3 sciences. Okay, last week we had an architect talking about his career path. So this student anaelewa, okay, I need to pass in this so that I can get to that career. So it is the future. We're looking in 3 years from now. This is going to be actually something that the government will start actually looking at, which we believe it is the case.
All right. And for parents who are listening in right now, and they're like, okay, I've already paid for this, I've done this. What would be the argument? Why Darasa?
I believe what we are offering right now for tuition, no one else is doing that. So for example, if a parent gets a teacher to come, let's say, to their home and tutor the kid, they pay a daily rate. Sometimes teachers charge 1,000, 1,500 and above. Now for our platform, we have 8 weeks where we're running 3 classes per day for all the sciences and mathematics. We have career talks where we're bringing people who know what they're doing in their parts and are able to enlighten these kids. We're bringing in a mental health expert to talk about life skills and just prepare them for life. We're bringing in the top KCSE student from 2020 to talk to them on how he carried himself out in school, what he did, how his study plan was. These are things we're doing for 1,500 only in a period of 8 weeks.
Wow. So
imagine
it's affordable.
The value.
It is.
It's affordable.
Yes.
All right. So thank you guys so much for coming through. But I spoke about agility. Now, Brian, I met you at a different platform. We've actually discussed a whole different other thing, So, is this another business? You've now left land umengia easy?
I think for me, this is another business, but this is where my heart is now. I think I love technology. I love the fact that we're impacting students. In Africa, most people break out by passing well in exams. Like you can see today's newspapers and online. So education is an amazing way to impact people, and we believe that by impacting Kenyans, they'll have a better future ahead. So yes.
All right. Agility, man. You can be doing this today, tomorrow you're doing something else, and you're still moving,
For sure.
Love it. Thank you so much, Darasa.Africa, for coming through into the studio, for sharing with us this new ideas of education. And for those of you who are tuned in, try it out. Let me know. What's your experience? 18 minutes to 10 a.m.
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way. Where you are the MVP, no negative vibes.